Hello, this is Way from Way Motivation. So, a major part of my growing up revolved around the church. Like all the schools I ever attended up to this point, either we belonged to the church or was closely related. My mom is ardent in the faith, so she made sure all her children followed suit. So, somewhere along the line, I developed a personal relationship with God and the Blessed Virgin Mary, and I sort of fell in love with them. But at some point in my journey, I felt suffocated. I knew I loved God, but I had this constant feeling of restlessness and condemnation. But slowly it hits me. Religion pisses me off. Now, follow my train of thought. Religion is basically a list of do's and don'ts. Like it's just basically rules and regulations that you ought to follow to either make heaven or be in good standing with God. And if you fall short, you are condemned. At some point, I felt condemned, or I condemned myself whenever I fell short. Like some so-called religious people make it a point of duty to brazenly point out the shortcomings of others and condemn them. Like they've appointed themselves as Jesus' personal assistants. And you wonder why Jesus constantly condemned the practices of the Pharisees. Many are fast and active in preaching the gospel to people, but they fail to pay attention in their own lives, in living out the same gospel they preach. I believe the best form of preaching the gospel is living it out in your day-to-day life. Let those you are bent on converting read the gospel from your life and want what you have. Religion has basically taken away the relationship from Christianity and replaced it with works, rewards, and punishment, and you are ostracized if you fall short of the standard. Moses gave us 10 commandments, and by the time Jesus came around, there were over 2,000 laws. I believe spirituality comes from your relationship with God and the knowledge that God loves you, whether you are good or not. When Jesus came around, he didn't care about the righteous or the sinners. He loved them all, even more sinners. The fruit of the Spirit comes from your relationship with God and not in your works. Your works can't buy you salvation. By virtue of his death, he has already paid the price for our sin and saved us already. So it's not by your works you are saved. So do not let anyone make you feel less or condemn you because you fell short every now and then. Even in your sin, Jesus Christ loves you. It's like saying your parents no longer love you because you messed up. Even though he would want you to live the life of sin and come to him completely, even though your sin hurts him every now and then, his love for you is unconditional. Like relationship with God is supposed to come with peace, joy, and happiness, not guilt and condemnation. So if your relationship with God is always filled with condemnation and guilt, I feel you need to evaluate the whole thing and figure out why it's so. And I ardently pray that you get to experience the genuine love of God, because it's the most beautiful experience. Thank you.